What's up? It's your boy Vibes Vibrate because I'm always bringing you the good vibes, and you're tuned in to and 5678 the podcast, where we discuss everything dance industry related beyond the steps.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8. 7, 8.
You're tuned into in 5678 the podcast with Vibes by Bray, only on YouTube, broadcasted by Riverside.fm.
On today's episode, we have coach, former studio owner, author, and dancing educator, Tierra Brown.
Hello, everyone.
What's up, T? How you doing?
Hey, I'm great. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. First and foremost, I want to thank you for taking the time to sit with your boy because we got some stuff to talk about, right?
Period. Absolutely. And anytime, hands down, whenever you call, I'm here.
Period, as you should be. So, can you go ahead and introduce yourself to our viewers?
Sure. So I'm Tierra, also known as Shay. I like to go by Shay. As Raven stated, I am an author, two-time published, self-published author. Former dance studio owner. I was the first Black-owned dance studio in my hometown. Cheer coach, traveling choreographer, creative director, you name it, I've done it, and I'm here to talk about all the great things.
She is a woman of many hats. Yes, she is. So, can you tell us about your hometown? Where are you from?
Yes, I'm from Danville, Illinois. I'll have to say Illinois. When I say Illinois, people know that I'm not from Chicago, or it's like the ask, you from Chicago? No, I'm from Danville, Illinois, which is 2.5 hours south of
Hmm.
Chicago. Small little area. I grew up here, born and raised. Um, yeah, I mean it's not much, but it's home. So this is where I like to pour into. Um, since I've moved back here in 2017, I've done nothing but pour into the community and just do all things youth related. My heart is with the youth. So yeah, there's not much to do here. So I like to create different spaces and opportunities for the youth, small business owners, and everything of the sort. Different people that are like minded, like myself. I like to try to create those spaces for them so that can not only give us something to do around here, but then also brand in their horizons and just, give them hope in their future successes as well.
Okay, okay. So, you said that you moved back to Danville in 2017. Let's take a
hmm
trip down memory lane. Where were you before then?
So I was in Atlanta, Georgia. I graduated from the illustrious Clark Atlanta University in 2014. I stayed there after I graduated. Was working a little bit, and yeah, I was working. Diving into a career. Wasn't happy, and was realizing that my happiness and my peace mattered more than a dollar amount and whatever was being offered. And I needed to reground myself, regroup, get my life together in a sense. So I shifted, literally just packed my things up and was just like, it's time to go. I'm going to make a really quick decision and go ahead and move back home. Still have friends and still travel to Atlanta. That's my second home. All my friends that I graduated with and went to school with and danced with. Shout
Hmm.
out to all the organizations that I was a part of. Bold, Beautiful, and Chic Society. I was the Miss Bold and Beautiful for 2012, 2013. House Arrest 2 Championship Dance Team Incorporated. I was a list of things: the president, the captain, the creative director. Okay, there, being there.
Yes.
um, I was a part of Onyx basketball dance team, and I was also a part of dance theater. So I was
Okay.
really active on campus.
Okay. And HA2 is actually how we met. And I'm so grateful for that relationship because it's bigger
Absolutely.
than dance. Like we have a personal relationship. We talk about everything under the sun. So I'm grateful for that connecting us and giving us the bond that we have.
I agree.
Now, thank you. Thank you. So now, what is your dance background?
Well, it's funny. So I started dancing when I was younger. Like I was 8. I think I started in like ballet And then the next year, I was able to add tap, and I hated it, and I quit. And I think I was like 8. Yeah, I quit. I didn't like it. Well, I didn't quit in the middle. My mama wasn't giving that. It wasn't giving. You could just quit these things. You had to continue. So at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
season, I knew I wasn't coming back. And then I dived into basketball. So I was a tomboy growing up, and I played basketball from the age of 8, 9 up until my end of my freshman year in high school. What's funny is I got cut because I was cocky and arrogant. That's a different story. But that led me back into dance. So I
Okay.
was the captain and choreographer of the hip hop squad at my high school. From there, I created my own dance team, which was specialized in hip hop. So hip hop is my background.
Mm-hmm.
I also did show choir when I was in high school and middle school, so that helped with my performance aspect, and
Okay.
which has led me into my musical theater life. Um, Praise dance also love me. You know, that's my moment. That's my ministry. How I speak and talk to God through for God, all those things. Like, so praise dance is a huge part of me. And then also I dabble a little bit in contemporary or lyrical. Never had a cheer background in my life. I was never a cheerleader at all. So like me going from the head cheer coach to a middle school level to now at a competitive high school level is a blessing, just because of my coaching experience and my relationships that I built with different students. So like that was a catalyst of how I got my positions that I'm in for that. So yeah, I dibble and dabble in all. Natural talent, blessed, thank the Lord. But pretty much anything that was taught to me, I was able to dish back, and I just grew from that.
Yes, it's definitely giving adaptable. Word of the day,
Okay,
adaptable.
adaptable. Okay, yes.
Absolutely. And we love that for you. So what's your end all be all? Like, what do you want to do? Because you have all of these things that you do, but what is it that Tierra Brown wants to accomplish at the end of the day?
That's funny. I'm actually kind of like trying to answer that question about myself now.
Okay.
Before I would hands down say end goal be all was I wanted to have my choreography in high places. Like I wanted to see myself on different award shows, excuse me, different Broadway stages, different things like that. And it's kind of like a shift right now. Like, so it's not that I'm wanting to go away from it. I'm just trying to dive deeper into like my personal creativity, like really what I'm trying to dish out, but at the same time, also the path that God currently has for me. So like,
Mm-hmm.
I have been on this spiritual journey where I have pretty much poured it all to God, and He is driving my car, and I'm a passenger princess, not stressing, not worrying. So like things that I thought that were goals and plans for myself have changed in this time frame in these last maybe 6 to 8 months. So I'm kind of just going with the flow. I can say that coming up, by the end of the year, I have a goal of having my own production company, which kind of looks a little different. Like I want to um, be able to train dancers on their skill and talent, but then also on the background of
Mm-hmm.
things. So I want to be able to do that. So I'm about to put on a production here at the end of the year that showcases, you know, different genres that I have dabbled in, and I'll be doing different sets. So, you know, different advertisement and communication will be coming out about that soon. But those are just things that I'm testing the waters on. But I'm literally just letting God guide me, and I'm just working on being obedient and real and figuring out like what it is I'm actually supposed to be doing, because I realize that passion and your purpose necessarily are not aligned. Like just because I am
Mm.
passionate about something does not mean that that is my purpose, and I'm figuring that out. So I'm following my purpose while still putting a fire under those things that I'm passionate about, but realizing that that does not have to be my end all be all because of the different things that I can bring to the table.
Yes. And God has a funny way of showing up because we can have our own plan and say, this is what I want to do, but you never know where his plan is going to take you. So it's just refreshing to hear you say, I'm just trusting God. I'm here for the ride. And that's
Okay.
important because I've been practicing that myself. And just to sit back and watch the things that God can do just blows my mind. It amazes me because it's just like, oh, well, I thought I wanted to do this,
Hmm.
but God said otherwise.
Correct. And then also the thing is, he's always going to hit you with the I say otherwise, but it's up to you whether you follow it or not. Like, if
Exactly.
you follow it, what more comes from that? And not to say even if you don't follow it, that bad things will come. It's just gonna take you a lot longer to get wherever you thought you was going anyway. So it's easier to just go with the flow with him versus trying to make your own path for real.
Exactly. Let him lead, and then you just do the following. And then not
Correct.
only just do the following, but put in the work.
Correct.
Because
You can't.
he already laid the pavement down. He
And I
already did
think
that.
what people or get mixed up is that they think that God is a genie. Like, it don't work that way. Like, faith doesn't work that way. Blessings doesn't work
Mm-hmm.
that way. It's not a, oh, I pray for this. I pray so hard about it. I've done so good and I've done X, Y, and Z. Now I know He's gonna give me A, B, C, D. No, and yes, He may give it to you, but it's not in the way that we think it. Like,
Right.
we also can't go into things expecting a blessing. Like, you should go into it doing it because that's just what you.
What you love doing.
Correct.
Yes. Oh, that's so
Mm-hmm.
refreshing to hear. I love that. Yes. So how would you say that your dance background has influenced and motivated all of the many things that you are doing in your life right now?
Well, I feel like one, because I was so dedicated and passionate about dance, like dance, this still is my life. Like, it's my life. It's never gonna go away.
Right.
I feel like the work ethic that I've created around dance and around my skill and craft has has like jumped into other facets of my life. So like my work ethic when it comes to my job, or work ethic when it comes to different projects that I do, like, because I wanted this so bad, I knew what I needed to do to accomplish it. I use those same tactics and everything else that I go after.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing. Two, I feel like with the training aspect of like becoming a better dancer, becoming a better performer has helped me in coaching also. So not only did I know how to do it for myself, but now I'm taking what I was taught, what my experiences, and giving it to other youth in the community that can learn from me because of my experience, because of my training, because of my background. So I'm able to take all the things that I learned and apply it to every young person that crosses my path. So it's like everything that I feel like I have learned within dance, whether it is a facial, learning how to manage or handle your emotions, learning how to process different situations, like, I literally can correlate or mirror my dance life into my real life, and they just kind of like flow within each other.
Yes, and look at all the many doors that they have opened. That's so dope. That's definitely dope. So, Tierra, before we move into our segment, I do want to take a moment to shout out Kata Co Streetwear for Dancers. On each and every episode, you're going to see me rocking 5678 gear. I get this from Kata Co Streetwear. It is comfortable streetwear for dancers. They have hoodies, they have hats, socks, backpacks, sweatpants, sets, anything you want. You can probably find it at Kata Co Streetwear. Use my discount code Braven to get 10% off of your order of $25 or more. And make sure y'all check her out on Instagram at Kata_co. All right, so now it's time to get into our segment. This is where the curtains close and the spotlights turn off. Let's get to the point.
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 All right, T. So I want to talk to you today about turning your dreams into reality. That sound familiar to you?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? Where I get that from?
Well, it's funny because when you talked about it earlier, I didn't think that you got it from anywhere. I thought it was pretty aligned, but definitely it's one of my business slogans, one of my taglines. It's my reality. I've always gone by that motto, that slogan. It's my reality since, I don't know, it's been a little while. Maybe like, let's just track it back to 2014. Okay, let's track it back there. So a good solid 10 years. I mean, that's me creating whatever my reality is again the slogan. So it's my reality. Me follow my dreams. Me putting that into reality. Me making it real. Me making it true. me manifesting it, me doing the work. Like it's my life. That's what that is. That's where that comes from.
Yeah. Okay. So, what were your dreams as a dancer when you started versus where they are now?
The funny thing is, I never wanted to be the background dancer. I never wanted to
Mm.
dance. I never wanted to be on the stage that way. Never. I always wanted to do the background work. And it was never because I couldn't, because catch me on the floor. I'm that girl, okay? Like, as you know, I
Okay.
get down, okay? Been that way, but it was never a passion for me. Like, I always wanted to do the choreography, the putting the shows together, coming up with the themes. Like, that was where my love for dance came from. So me seeing then I feel like I stated earlier, wanting to see my choreography in award shows. Like BT was a huge goal for me for a really long time. But as I got older and as I was surrounded around people who really wanted to be like on that scene, my work ethic for that was not there. And part of it is definitely lazy. Like I don't want to put
Mm-hmm.
in all that work, but also recognizing that and not realizing like going to auditions or going into different places and upset that I'm not being chosen and not realizing like, oh, it's because of my work ethic. No, I know it's my work ethic. So that's about where I'm at. So I feel like then it was very much, get into those spaces, try to be that dancer, so then that way you become that choreographer and da 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 da. Now I feel like one huge shift is going from the hip hop scene to the musical theater scene. Like I really, really, really enjoy that. I enjoy that piece of my life right now, and I think it's because of the full creativity that I can pour into different productions. And now even though I have a goal to see myself on Broadway shows, like I have a bigger passion of developing dancers and performers on whatever level that looks like. So
Mm-hmm.
I receive more joy in seeing one of my dancers or previous dancers like succeed in that than me being the dancer on stage and seeing myself.
Right.
Yeah, I think those will be the differences.
Okay. So, how do you set clear goals and objectives for your career?
Well, first, for me, I start with a very slow and steady. Like I've been working. That's been my overall life motto for a little while, like the past 2 to 3 years. I used to rush things and go
Mm-hmm.
like think that just because I can do this, I need to be doing this right now. So number one top priority is taking it slow and steady and realizing like you do need to create a plan, whether that is mentally or you're writing it down or you're trying to see it for yourself. Like those are different things that I start with. From there, once I have it in my head, like this is what I want to do, this is what my goal is, then I gotta start getting myself out there. So one thing that I have recently been doing is being more active on social media, posting more, creating more content, realizing that just the people I know are not going to get me into the doors that I need to get into, and I can't rely on those people or their clout to get me into these doors. Like I had to put in the work. So this is one thing. Like the world doesn't know Tierra. The world doesn't know Shay Lashelle. Like so, it's my responsibility to get them to know who I am. So that's a current step that I'm taking is creating more content and just getting myself out there. But then also like doing the detailed work, like networking, talking to different people, like working on sponsorships, working on like I do my research on different choreographers that are working on productions that I like to do, like studying their choreography style or their creative directing style. Like I tend to do things like that. So just doing the behind the scene work at the same time as doing the front end work and then keeping God first. Like that's the main thing. Like I can't do this alone
Absolutely.
and him just by my side helps that. So those are currently what my current steps are to reach those goals, and then just being true to who I am. Also, I feel like that is a big part too.
Yeah. So, what were some of your biggest obstacles that you faced on your journey?
I think one was once I realized that I really didn't love myself for real, like, and once I got that realization and was more aware of that, I was then able to change that obstacle and make it benefit me. But that was a huge
Mm,
obstacle that a lot of people still don't know to this day. Like, they wouldn't know that unless I verbally said that.
exactly.
Because I'm a very outgoing person, very bubbly. I'm outside, we're here, we're doing things. I'm very active. But then there was a self conscious piece that was holding me back, which is why the content wasn't posted. Or I would make excuses for, like, oh, I can't do this because whatever the excuse could be that day. And like getting over that and being okay or in love with who you are and what you can bring to the table helped me to get over that. And that just came from affirmations and working on my mindset and different things like that. But I think that was a huge obstacle because that came with doubt, that came with worry, that came with not knowing the unknown. So that was scary. So I didn't want to go down
Hmm.
that path. Like, I just had to get over a lot of those self things, which has now put me in a place to go forward in my career.
Yes, that's one of my favorite things to do is to like speak positive affirmations to myself. Because we are our biggest critics and our worst enemy. We self-destruct ourselves all the time. And
Mm-hmm.
one thing I keep in the back of my mind is life and death lies in the power of the tongue. And that doesn't literally mean like literal life and literal death, but like speaking life into a situation, or like when you down talk something, that's speaking death into a situation. So we
Mm-hmm.
have the power to control that. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
it's a mindset thing. And just it's just important to be that for yourself if you can't find it elsewhere. So I definitely encourage people to speak positivity into yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So can you share a time where like networking or a key opportunity played a major part in propelling your career?
Well, I would say specific to the route that I'm trying to go now with musical theater and that pathway. Um April of 2021,
Hmm.
2022. The years are blurred. I think it's 2022. Anyway, I was presented with an opportunity to be a part of the ensemble for the Lion King production here in Danville, and it was a like a music review, so it wasn't the full production of Lion King. But
Okay.
my old music director reached out to me, and she was like, "Hey, long as she ain't say it like this, but she needed black people for the production, and she reached
Right.
out." Okay,
Yeah.
so in that same breath though, too, she was like, "Hey, since you're being a part, I think you would be really great in doing this solo piece." And I'm just like, "Wait a second, like, okay,
My girl had a solo.
just a little one."
Hold on. Let me. What was the note? Let me hear it.
Oh, no, 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 not singing. It was a dance break. Ah, gotcha.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Dance break. It wasn't a note coming from me. Um. Okay, no, but it was the dance break in one of the songs, and it was giving like she wanted the vibe of like praise dance, African
Hmm.
type vibe, and she knew that I could bring that. Well, from that performance, like it unlocked, like dang, like I think I really do miss this world, like musical theater world, and
Right.
what that brings. And from there, I basically connected with our choreographer. I became her mentee. I started like not necessarily working under her, but I made myself available whenever she needed somebody. I was
Hmm.
going to become available. So from there, she literally put me in front of. So that was April 2022. So fast forward to 2023, she had basically sent me to um a director here that was doing Ghost as a production, and they needed a choreographer for the gospel number, which was like a really big number, and it was like the closing of the first act. I was able to choreograph that, and that was my first musical. Literally from there, I got the job to choreograph Bring It On for my current theater department that I'm at. And I literally did 5 musicals in that year. Like, I didn't realize it. So I did Ghost, I did Bring It On. That summer I did Beauty and the Beast. I also did a couple numbers for the Respect musical, and I did 12th Night. And when I was reflecting, like, this was all in 1 year. Like,
One
I
year.
went from 0 musicals, 0 for Broadway productions, anything like that, to 5 in 1 year.
In
Like,
1 year.
crazy.
Y'all
So,
give it up for T.
okay. Because that's something. Like, I
Yeah, it
learned a
is.
lot. I learned a lot about myself, about my own choreography style. Like, but that I feel like propelled me. That one in 2022, literally just like this is needs to be added to your resume. Like, this is what you should be doing too. It's kids that need you in this in these brackets of like dance or performance. So it's like that took it, and now I'm with them, and I'm kind of stuck. They stuck with me now.
Period. Now, you wear so many different hats. So, what strategies have you used to build and maintain your brand?
Well, I would say one that I'm working on still, but people claim to think that I have this consistency.
Okay.
Being consistent, I feel like I'm not good at consistency at any level, but I feel like because like I have developed who I am and people have taken that, like, okay, this is who she is, this is what she's gonna bring to the table. We at least know we're gonna get this. So I feel like that's been a plus for me when it comes to consistency. I feel like being myself is the next biggest plus. Like, even in these different rooms that I go in, like, I used to be, when I was younger, like the only black kid in like high math classes or like AP classes. So I'm always
Mhm.
in those roles, and then transfers to a HBCU, you become the majority, not the minority, which helped with my confidence. So now we're in these spaces where I may be the only black person, or the way that this black person acts and that black person may act, you may take it a different way. Well, I have to learn that you got to take me for who I am, and if
Exactly.
you like that, then you will keep me, and if you don't, then you will not. But I will not like change who I am, how I talk, how I dress, those different things. Like, that's who I am, and that's who you're gonna get. And I feel like that has been a major plus also.
Okay. So, with that being said, how did you balance, or currently, how do you balance work, life, career, all of that while pursuing your goals? How does your balance and your time management work with that?
Now it's a lot better. Before,
Mhm.
there was no self care. There was always work, 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 work. Here's the schedule. Here's the plan. Things were planned 6 months in advance, 8 months in advance. I know exactly what's going to be happening. Oh no, I can't go to this birthday party. I can't go to this function. I can't do this because I have this competition, this practice, this
Mm.
whatever. And since letting go or since closing my dance studio, letting go of my dance team, which was very hard for me, I've learned to how to deal with self care a lot better, how to like make it work for me and not against me. I had to learn that it wasn't like excuses that I was making. No, I deserve this time, and I had to like schedule that, but I also had to make time. So I had to let go of some things that I thought would be a part of me for a really long time, but were also time draining. So like I couldn't do those things.
Mhm.
And I had to start making space for me, whether that was just to think, just to rest, Netflix and chill, like whatever that looked like, in self care form is what I had to add in. And it has
Mhm.
been a major change when it comes to balance and everything, like because it has decreased my anxiety, it has decreased my stress, like it has decreased a lot. Like one example in this summer, last summer when I'm just now a full time teacher, like a certified teacher. So I just became a teacher last year, just completed my
Period.
first year. But in that last year I had to become certified. So and then I also wasn't getting paid last summer. So I was literally working every day. I was going to classes trying to get the certification. I didn't have a break. rolling into the school year. Now here we are. We've been talking about self-care, but you didn't get a break coming into the school year. That's when I started implementing, like, you have to make time, whatever that looks like, even if it's just an hour, if it's 3 hours, if it's a full day, if it's a couple days. Now, this summer, I'm not doing anything work related. Opportunities were presented to me, but I'm not allowing myself to be overwhelmed, to be drained, because
Mm-hmm.
in the long run, I'm not serving anyone anything of positivity with me doing that. So I'm self caring all summer. I'm traveling. Okay, we
Yeah,
are outside.
outside all summer 2024.
Period.
And it's important as dancers, as anything in your career, it is important to take some time to just decompress from what you do. You don't want that to be your life. We love it. That's cool. You're supposed to love what you do, but also love yourself, because that's going to give you the energy to be able to give your all into what you want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. My cheerleaders right now were worried with them getting a new coach and like what
Hmm.
practice will look like for the summer. I told them, look, y'all, I'm sorry, not sorry. My summer's already planned. So we have a week in June and a week in August. Have
Hmm.
a summer, enjoy. They were so
Enjoy.
excited because they were so stressed. Like, we're gonna have these practices, we're gonna be doing this, da, da, da. No, you guys are gonna enjoy your summer. You're gonna give me this week of team bonding, this week of conditioning, and we're gonna roll into the school year and have a great year. But we're not gonna serve each other of good purpose at all if we are all stressed and wore out and
Hmm.
drained before the school year even starts.
Exactly. So, looking back at your journey, is there anything that you would have done differently?
No, I would not have. Nope, I would not have. I used to have like older people in my family try to tell me like, dance isn't a job, da 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 da. You're not gonna do anything with this. Yeah, it's not gonna go far. And then when I started reaching those accomplishments, those goals, it's like, oh my God, you did this, you did that. Yeah, correct. However, I feel like then it was so heavy on the not necessarily proving a point, but I've done all these things and I reached the top. There was nowhere else for me to go in that avenue. Would I had changed it instead? I wish I would have waited to have learned more and educated myself more and had more experience. No, because I feel like those things, even the obstacles that came with that, helped me get to where I am now and allowed me to see the bigger picture. Like, I was supposed to do all those things. Like,
Hmm.
the studio didn't last how I thought it would, but it wasn't supposed to. Like, my team, I thought it was gonna last longer. I thought we was gonna win more competitions. It didn't happen that way because it wasn't
Hmm.
supposed to happen that way. And so I wouldn't change nothing at
Correct.
all. Everything could stay the exact same because I know that I'm just going higher from here. It's not going backwards.
Yes. Okay. So, last thing. So,
Mm-hmm.
for somebody that may be watching that is sitting on a dream, do you have any advice for that person who's sitting on their dream and don't really know what to do? And it's time for them to make that dream into a reality. What words of wisdom and advice would you give to them?
Do it without hesitation. Go after it. The time is now. There's no past or present. It's all about, past or future. It's all about the present. It's all about the now. So you got to go after it. In order to create your future, you got to have it now. If you keep waiting to say, well, I can do it later, I got to wait till I learn this, it's never going to happen because you're so focused on the future. So you only can focus on the now. Do it now. Make the mistakes as you go on, but build those connections, build that network. Go after, everything that you want because it's your reality. You are in control of your own destiny. Nobody else is in control of this outside of God. So you just gotta pour in everything that you feel is necessary and do that. And with no regret, no hesitation, do it. It's all gonna work out.
Yes, it will. Can you tell everybody where they can find you on social media platforms?
Yes, I can. So you can find me on TikTok at Shay Did It. You can find me on Instagram at underscore Shay something, no G, Shay something. Um, and Facebook, you can find me on Shay Lashelle. Those are my three main platforms right now.
Okay, well, once again, I want to thank you for sitting down with me today. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Now, this does conclude this episode of N5678, the podcast. It's your boy Vibes by Bray. Please be sure to follow me on all social media platforms at Vibes by Bray and stay updated on all of our latest episodes at N5678 podcast. This is your daily reminder to always remember to dance like nobody's watching and love like it's never gonna hurt. And once again, I always got to shout out Catico Streetwear for Dancers, Felicity Digital Lab, and Rager Worldwide LLC. Until next time,